Hello everybody, welcome to Matic TV. Let's be honest, you've missed me. You've listened to all this other crap on YouTube, all the bollocks that's been going on. My God, notification after notification of pure shit. That's all I will say. It is 9 o'clock, so we can be a little bit more elaborate with our wordings, guys. Quickly, I just want to shout out everyone who sent messages yesterday. Brilliant. Thanks for support as always. I don't even have to mention it, guys. It's absolutely brilliant on this channel always. So yeah, thank you for that. I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but it is it's a sore one, but we crack on. The show must go on, guys. With me tonight my boys Keane and Owen. Fellas, all good? How's your week been? With no Euros? Feels weird, doesn't it, with no footy, lads?
Do you know what? It's kind of weird having no football on, but Owen is probably a happier man than I am because his county bet mine over the weekend. So, it's that was a bitter pill to swallow over the weekend.
Okay then, elaborate, Owen.
It was fairly expected. I mean, I managed to get myself a ticket to the final, and I was wearing my Kerry jersey there. So I was happy out. To be honest, I'm still recovering from Sunday. I know it's Wednesday, but I'm still not right. But yeah. The Euros has been great down the road from Wembley. So
I mean, you're like you said, Owen, you've been to quite a few games, haven't you, mate? I mean, was Sunday as crazy as the scenes and the pictures said it was in the news, and was it elaborated at all, or was it just carnage, mate?
I mean, I seen the geezer get stabbed in the throat outside the boozer after the game. That was something.
Okay, so that is quite
yeah.
bad, yeah.
Well, I personally didn't see it. My dad seen it, but yeah, it was. Quite horrendous, but we live quite near, so we know a few of the landlords, so we were able to get into a boozer and we were all right. But the carnage that was going on, like just bottles being flung, just geezers kicking lumps out of each other, it was mental. I just don't understand it. This is why I'm not a England fan. We are pissed and never sing something.
Yeah, we are a very weird breed. I will gladly admit that, and
a lot of them are from Newcastle as well, like Newcastle, Sunderland, like that weird. They're like small clubs that never go on tour, and they're just well excited in a big crowd.
It is the main, not being elitist or snobberish at all, but you don't get as many. I don't think of the big Premier League club supporters at the England games. It's the smaller clubs that take advantage of going to these big occasions, I think, and they go and enjoy themselves to a point where they lose complete control, and then they look like complete idiots, as they did. What we've seen in Harry Maguire's dad's crushed ribs in the melee. It was as bad as it.
Mancini's son's tickets got robbed as well, didn't they? On the way in.
And now, obviously, we've had the issues with Marcus Rashford, Saka, and Sancho, as we know, the usual script of idiots. Defacing Rashford's picture in Wivington, that has now been completely regenerated, wiped off, and there's been, I think, 3 full days of that street being closed now. I know that for a fact because I work pretty close to it, of fans just being outside paying tribute to Marcus Rashford. So that is bang on the money. But guys, just before we came online, Keane was saying it, people. A month away from the start of the season. My God, that is coming around quick. United are actually playing, boys, on Sunday. They're actually playing on Sunday. Can you believe that?
I was tempted to go. The tickets are only 20 quid, but it's just a bit of a... It's just like you're in Derby then, aren't you? Like, on a Sunday. It's just a bit oof.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's hard at first to get going. I think once a few friendlies are in, then we can start to see some players coming back. A few of the first teams will start to get even more excited. I think the overwhelming excitement right now is the fact that we're all going back to the stadium. Full capacity, everyone in. It's going to be something I've not seen or witnessed. I mean, Owen's been at Wembley, like we said, but I mean, we've got 75,000 United fans. Well, a few away fans as well. It's as close to normality as that I've been. I mean, Owen, the chances are going to be going. It's Leeds. it's going to be an absolutely mental day. We all know what's happening beforehand, which is the main event, which is my birthday on the Friday night. So it's just a big, big weekend, mate. And the excitement's building, Owen.
As I've said before on a previous show, we're having it large. So you've booked out a gaff. We're going to that gaff Friday night. We're having it large. When we get kicked out of that gaff, we're going straight to 42s. Anyone who lives in Manchester will know where 42s is. 42s is a phenomenal nightclub that plays indie music. It's a brilliant gaff. Go in there, get into bed for about 5 or 6-ish, get up, keep on the rollover, keep it going, keep her topped up, straight to the spoons, breakfast, couple of beers, back on it again. Get to the game, happy days.
And for everyone watching, that's just your average night for Owen in a week as well. So, yeah.
That's not my average night. Big night. It's your 40th ads. We've got to go large, mate.
Yeah. All right, Keto coming over from Ireland as well. Top man. This is how big the event is, people. This is how big it is. I mean, Keen, looking forward to it, mate. You got to be. Just to get back on the flight and have some form of normality, of routine. The build-up, mate. The build-up for you must be better than anyone. Getting up early, the flights, the coaches, the taxis. It's got to be, I mean, coming over with the new missus, mate, as well. It added excitement, mate. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Man, like seriously, 7 o'clock in the morning, my flight is on the Friday. I get vaccinated the day before. I can't fucking wait. I'm probably gonna be fucked for my vaccine flying. I do not give a shit. It's the first game I've been to pre-pandemic, and the fact of the matter is, it's Adam's birthday. We're going on a session the Friday night. That's going to be unbelievable. You know, we're all meeting for the first time. That's going to be class. And then the Saturday, I've never been to United versus Leeds. I cannot wait to play against them sheep shaggers.
Wait till you go United Leeds at Ellen Road, mate. Oh,
you know what? I actually haven't been either. Well, actually, when we lost in the FA Cup, I was at that one, but that was it.
Well, yeah, they're not counting that one.
We're not counting that one.
I can't wait to see that rivalry out of all of them. Like Liverpool, like I've been to all the big games. United Leeds, like from what I've been told down the years about this rivalry,
it's ridiculous.
Cannot wait to see it.
Off the scale. Before we get into it, guys, got plenty to talk about actually as well, but a couple of little announcements. Obviously, this week's prize is in as well. Drop in the description below. Oh, Teddy's in it today, people. Number 10 signed Champions League shirt from Teddy Sheringham, courtesy of the sponsors Football Prizes. Drop down in the link below. Also, our friends over at the Retro Kit. See, if you don't want to go and get ripped off at United, this little beauty here is down in the link below. Check it out, guys. It is right there. Drop down in the description. Click on that and get it. Not feeding the Glazers, not being ripped off. Just show your support for someone else. Well, showing your support for your team, if that makes sense. Somewhere in there. You know where I'm going with it. But all in the description below, guys. Check them both out and use the promo codes like always for your Teddy Sheringham shirt, mate. Right. Getting into it, guys. We got to talk. Changes at United. We know what's coming. First of all, I'm going to ask you two guys, watching the Euros and guys in the comments as well. I'll come to you first, Keen. Everyone let me know, in terms of what you've watched in the Euros, from a United perspective, what's been the most encouraging thing to come out of the Euros from you? It can be a player. It can be someone making a first game, first appearance. Anyone not playing? Do you know, what's your biggest thing to take from that as a United fan, Keen, from the Euros, mate, from anyone who's played in it?
Luke Shaw, his performances, that level, to maintain that level of performance from last season to that Euros on a big stage was unbelievable. Look, it's a redemption story that I think you can nearly make a film on. Like the leg break, the trauma he had to suffer through Jose Mourinho to the rebuild under Ollie, and then nearly winning the Euros. Like, you know, it's a movie you can nearly make. Though I'm just throwing that out there to anyone who's watching this now could maybe make a few bob.
He wants copyright.
Exactly. I do want kind of a stake in that, but I think Maguire as well, his performances as well, like the kind of awesome. the solidarity between the two of them on England's left side, the defense was class. Paul Pogba again, like it was having the Zidane-esque Euros until the Switzerland game. You know, he was on fire. But another take I'd like to take of was seeing one of our academy players actually get a game in the Euros, and Dylan Levitt for Wales as well. To see him get some game time as well. over the Euros. It was kind of good to see, and it kind of does shows again United's academy excelling. So a lot of positives to take, but the only thing I'd say is if Southgate wasn't going to play Rashford through the whole Euros, why pick him? Because now we're going to be missing him for the first 2 months of the season. He could have got that surgery. He might have only missed the first month. But look, that's me being selfish. But all in all, it was very good tournament.
United fan, mate. United fan. That's why I asked the question. Owen, mate, standouts for you, moments or good bits to take away as a United fan from them Euros?
H's goal against Ukraine. I mean, he's been taking the piss out of having a 50p head, but that was a beautiful header.
I can't wait to sing that song. That's my favourite song, that, mate. I cannot wait. That's up there with honestly, give it Eddie Cavani.
The songs I joined in with, it's fucking phenomenal because it never stops. It doesn't. It keeps rolling.
That's why it's a classic, mate. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4. I wind the kids up with it. It's absolutely brilliant, and the fact that he's a Yorkshire lad as well, and he's going to head the winner against Leeds on the opening day. I mean, come on, you cannot beat it, guys. But, Owen, your points, mate. Harry Maguire's header. Anything else stand out for you?
I mean, seeing Shaw score, it's very rare that I celebrated England goal, but it was for sure. That was the celebration was for. I was delighted for sure, man. I was so happy for him because I remember watching that game. It was was it 5-0 to PSV where he broke the leg?
Yeah.
I just
PSV.
He had started to form that partnership with Memphis, and it just went down the shitter really from there. And obviously, like Keane's already said it, what he's gone through, it's just so nice. And it was just it was a shame he couldn't top it off of a Euro winners medal. And I mean, Keane made the point there about Rashford, but I feel like Rash just probably wanted to go. Because if you think about it like that, you'd have been sickered watching that from home if you knew you could have been there and you had the choice. So I feel like Rashi's probably seen something there and seen an opportunity to win. And I mean, if he's a couple of missed penalties away from a European Championship winners medal, so I can understand. Look, obviously we want him to play as many games for United as humanly possible, but I can understand from a human level why he's chosen it because it's an opportunity to play at a major tournament for your country and. I think you don't really miss it, to be honest. If you want to play for your country, you don't.
That's exactly it. One thing I will take away from it is the experience level now for some of our players. It's like the likes of Shaw, Maguire. It's final after final, semi-final. I mean, we're getting the experience now of high level and top level football. I mean, semi-final of the World Cup, final of the Euros, final of the Europa League. For a lot of these players, the experience that Rashford and Sancho will take away from that. We are building a squad here now. You add to it, you've got Pogba, World Cup winner. Can you just imagine if a Varane came into that team as well? You've got a good mix there then. Look at Fred. Copa America final. I don't like Fred. I don't think he's the answer. But will this do anything for him? I'm dying to be proved wrong. I really am. I want that going all the way to the final of Brazil. I want this to be a lesson. I want the players to take something from it and then use it. Believe in yourself that you belong at this level because that's what we lack. We don't have the belief in some of our players, I don't think. But now I do think that we can take that away as a positive from both competitions. For United players, we've had some decent performers. Let's be honest, we've had some standout performers as well. I mean, Pogba, I think, got let down by the rest of his team. Yeah. I think he was France's best player. You could say Lindelof. I'm not even going to get into that. It was crap all the way, and stood out in a bad bunch for me. But all in all, I think for United, I think we've got a lot of positives to take away from it. We really do. And in the midst of it, guys, we managed to snag Jadon Sancho, who now is pretty much, I think we're all just waiting for the signing video, the unveiling video that United are going to do. Crap, but it's going to happen, we know. Oh, right now, I'm looking at it going, right, okay, experience. You can say the likes of Dalot has gained experience from this as well. You know what? Bruno's had to take a step back in terms of playing for Portugal. He's not played as much minutes. I think if there's one player we all wanted to have a rest, it was him. Pogba's got his full rest. Do you know what? I mean, Sancho and Rashford haven't played much. Shaw, I would say he's probably the one who's probably burnt out most, because let's be honest, Maguire missed quite a big spell, so he's probably needed game time. We know that he's back to full fitness now, bit of a break for him, and he'll be ready to go again. So I've got to be positive. Out the Euros, we came out of it unscathed, fellas. I think we've got to be happy with that for a tournament as a United fan, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, especially considering what Harry Maguire did to that camera. Can we all just? I forgot about that one to bring that one up. We cannot forget that. Harry Maguire has to be on penalties at some point this season, because that was fucking spectacular. That was beautiful.
If you had 6 goalkeepers in goal, they wouldn't keep that out.
Honestly, it's probably one of the best penalties I've ever seen.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But Keane, I'll start with you on the next bit now, mate. Big changes at United. Now, you can take this as much as you want. You can look into it as much as you want. I moaned about this royally. Tim moaned about this royally all last season. We've seen United a big problem, and it was set pieces. We now have a set piece coach in Eric Ramsey. I mean, anyone who's called Eric, we're going to all like it, United, let's be honest. But experience-wise, Keane, how do you see this, mate? I mean, are you looking at it as him being an under-23 coach mainly, and someone who can work under Ollie again, someone Ollie's comfortable with, like he is with all these other coaches, not as experienced as him, and not as, let's just say, won't really kick off under him? Or is this a shrewd move by Ollie? By bringing in, he's got a good reputation, but the set piece set up, mate, for us, especially if he does defensive set pieces and helps the defense out. I think that's something that we all know we're crying out for in the coaching setup that United needed from last season, mate. I mean, where do you start? I mean, is it for you? I mean, it's not spectacular news for us, isn't it? But it's groundwork, mate. It's something that we needed. But again, do you go to my first point? Someone who Ollie knows won't really be kicking up a stink, will be another yes man, or is this the right move?
It's the right move, and I'll tell you why. Imagine we brought in another ex-player to do this job, right? And let's say, I'll throw you an example. John O'Shea is doing his badges at Reading. He's an assistant coach there, right? Let's say United brought John O'Shea in for this role. United fans would say, this is a yes man. This is someone who was Mates FC, all that crap, that propaganda. Lads. Yeah, exactly, right? This external appointment, someone who came from the Chelsea Academy, who has the 2 best academies in the whole country, Manchester United and Chelsea. Look at Chelsea defending set pieces. Unbelievable. Very good at them. It's rare they can see the set piece. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of his interviews and kind of what his philosophy is. He pays a lot of attention to the detail. And you see things like zone marking and stuff like that. That wasn't coached to the players last season, but they done the system. Now we have a defensive coach to drill that system. So I can always see the positives from it. And the fact of the matter is, you get Varane in. You then have the personnel to do zone marking. You have players like Cavani, Varane, and Maguire to defend in that zone. And all of a sudden, zone marking is the problem. I thought personnel, I said this on the show before, it wasn't the zone marking was the problem, it was the personnel inside the zone marking was the problem. And probably a lack of coaching in between that. But now we've potentially Varane coming in and a defensive coach. So it can only be good from here. And the fact of the matter is, the fact that it's an external appointment rather than an internal kind of, internal appointment where it's someone from the club and
yeah, I understand.
People kind of go down that route. I can always see the positives from it. And the fact that someone coming from the outside with new ideas, it's fresh. It's something fresh. So we can always see the positives from it.
Yeah, I like that description. I mean, Keane, Owen, mate, I mean, are you pretty much reiterating what Keane said there? You're happy it's an outside appointment, that's a positive. He's only an under-23 coach, mainly experience-wise. How we got to look at it, mate? Are we just trying to get the best that there is out there right now at a younger age, like we have done pretty much with the new transfer strategy? Yeah. Is it a right move for United to do it this way?
I mean, it doesn't seem like a bad move to me, to be honest, to bring him into the coaching staff. I mean, Chelsea at youth level have been fucking nothing short of excellent for the last 10, 12 years.
It's been funding their financial fair play for bleeding
pretty much. I mean, what? Not in terms of just players that they produced. I mean, what didn't they win like 5, 6 FA Youth Cups in a row?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They won countless, youth Premier Leagues. They dominated the youth game for a very long time. So to bring in one of their coaching staff who is helping recognise that talent and help bring through that talent, I don't think it can be anything but a bad thing, especially with the caliber of player that we're bringing in now. We have them sort of young players coming through our own academy, and he can help bed them into our first team. So I think it's a good appointment, and it's worth a chance, isn't it? I mean, our coach has been criticised heavily for the last, basically since Ollie's been in charge. So it's a new direction to go in, not a former player. I think it's a win-win situation, really.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it looks like they've actually thought about it. It comes across that way, that they've sort of looked and scouted a coach properly in a way. That makes sense. It looks like they've not just given it, like Keane said, to someone from within. You know what I mean? Jobs for lads and all that. And it does look like they've done a little bit of research, and he has got a really good reputation. So all in all, I think we have to put that down as a good move for United, and hopefully, like you said, he likes to play out from the back. We've all seen the training videos that have been posted up, his drills for passing out. Whether or not you can teach Lindelof to pass to McFred and play out from the back, I don't know. Is it coachable for them, or are we going to get the likes of Varane coming in? Because I still don't want to completely say that is a defo. I'm still wary, but the signs are looking good that he's got 1 year left to go. United are actually talking to him in terms of personal terms, which I understand are pretty much done and dusted and happy with. It's whether or not he's going to use that to then get his deal at Real Madrid again. We will see, because I think now with players coming to the end of their breaks and players coming back from the holidays into pre-season, I think we might see a bit of movement on that soon. So that would be good to get that done and dusted if possible. But other news, obviously, there's still rumours, guys, regarding Ole Solskjaer. New deal, is it on the horizon? Should he get this new deal? I mean, I can't actually remember what you guys said about this. Everyone knows how I feel about it. I mean, Owen, new deal for Ole, right or wrong, mate? Simple.
I don't know. I enjoy my football now. I didn't enjoy my football for a very long time. So I speak selfishly as someone who's lucky enough to go week in, week out. And I enjoy going under Ollie. So I'd happily have Ollie stay for another couple of years, no problem. I'd love to. Obviously, I want us to win a trophy as soon as possible. And I see a rebuild and I see something there with Ollie, and I see a lot of the players that do love him. I feel like he's the main reason that we still have Paul Pogba at the club. But I can understand why a lot of fans do have frustrations. I mean, it's a long time for us to go without a trophy, but at the end of the day, he had unified the fan base for a part of the time, but I feel like majority of the match-going fan base is behind Ollie. Really and truly, I feel like that might change if we have another trophy this season and maybe we're less successful. But we've all said if we get the right men in, I think we can do it, and that we'd give him, then we become more on top of him. If we get Sancho and Varane this summer, we have to be competing. And if we finish within a couple of points and win a trophy, I know it sounds bad to say that because we're United, but it's still a building process. And I think a trophy and a closer title challenge next season is still progress, and it's still going forward.
Yeah, I mean, Keane, mate, is it a case like a lot of people are saying he has to win something really to earn that, or do you back a manager with a contract? Because he's getting to the stage now where all the hardcore United fans who keep saying, look what happened with Ferguson, 3 years, the banners were out, nothing, Terrar, Fergie. All he's getting to this stage now, mate, because it's going to be 3.5 years at the end of this season. And if he doesn't win anything, the pressure then is going to be hyped up even more, because he's getting money spent now. He's getting backed in the transfer, especially if Varane comes in. Varane and Sancho, start of this season, mate, there's no real excuse for him anymore, is there? Will he start to rotate this squad? Will he learn from last season? I suppose that's what all United fans want. They want him to learn from his mistakes and try and use the positives from last year and enhance it that way. But is it a case of, for you, it has to be this season or it's end of the road, Ollie?
I think you have to look at it with the perspective, like the last 2 years, he's got his third and second without significant backing in terms of getting first team targets, and you look at net spend in that time. He's justified probably getting a new contract. But if you're giving a manager a new contract, you have to back that manager. And it looks like the club are doing that now. So I think you have to look and say this season, a trophy and a sustained challenge at the title, I think is what expectation levels will be at. When we're at April, May, we still need to be kind of thereabouts. I think that's what all expectations will be. And look, we either win a League Cup, an FA Cup, and also, and also a run in the Champions League as well. Because we haven't had a run in the Champions League in quite some time under any manager post of Alex. So I think you have to say we have to do well in Europe as well next season and not drop down to Europa League again, because I think that just would be another disaster.
I personally, on that note there, mate, I would struggle if we went back in that Europa League again next season. Having been in the Champions League, that's not good enough for me. It really isn't. There's no excuse with the calibre of players that we've got there now. And people, let's be honest, when he came in, he had serious talent already there that money probably wouldn't have been able to replace. So let's not kid ourselves. He's already got a really good squad. And he's had now going on close to, 400 million if the summer goes the way it is. It's enough for me to at least mount a challenge, like Owen said. Be in the race, be all the way through. It's like Big Ron says there, if we won the League Cup and was in a title race right down into the latter few weeks of the season, would that appease some fans? Well, you cannot sack a manager who's in a title race. Not in the Premier League in these days, I don't think, because there's too much competition. If he was in Scotland and you didn't win the league, if you were Celtic or Rangers, we understand that because it's a two-horse race.
That's a Tim Pot league anyway, to be fair.
Yeah, that's it. But now in the Premier League, it is the best league in the world, competitive-wise, because you're not going to see any other league where the champions drop off like Liverpool did. United coming up and taking over Liverpool this season, no one had that. And yet it may be different with fans on. But if Ollie gets to the end of the season, we're still fighting, a few weeks to go, I think a lot of United fans are going to have to say, well, you know what? That's a good season. We actually are competing.
Yeah,
but you're going to have them fans who say he's not got the silverware, though, still.
If we win, I think if we even win the title, I still think people want to move on. Like that, it don't really matter.
Some people maybe, mate, but then we can officially call them absolute plebs.
That is true. That is true, as. But I mean, like, I seen the bloke that was on with Saeed, the big Steve bloke, reckons that it's time for Southgate to move on. Like, the geezer's just got you a semi-final and a final. I don't think that's grounds to ask a manager to move on. I feel like there's a lot of fans that would be like that if Ollie was to get a second place, and if Ollie got a second place, semi-finals of a Champions League and an FA Cup, I feel like there would be still people just asking him to move on.
Who do they get in though? Like that's the question I ask. That, like, let's say he does that. Who do they get in that does better than that? That's available. You know.
Well, the problem you've got is
change in a year, mate.
Right now, by the time, because I don't think Ollie's going anywhere quickly, and a lot can happen in the managerial merry-go-round within a season, as we know. So someone could come available who United cannot turn down. But with Ed Woodward there, you know what? The Galactico man and all this and all that. With him not there, is it a change at United now?
He's still there till January, isn't he?
Is it? But I'm saying Ollie's going to be there, I think, into the new year. Simple. I do. Because I don't think they're going to sack him before then, unless it's an absolute catastrophe. I just don't see it. I think we've got a really good team right now. So I see Ollie going through into New Year, and anything's possible. For me, though, I'm looking at it going, he has to hit the ground running. Because, guys, I'm looking at these fixtures at the start of the season here. I mean, Keane, you've got Leeds, as we know, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Villa, Everton. We don't really play anyone until October, and then it's Leicester, Liverpool, and Tottenham. Really, mate? I'm looking at them first 6 or 7 games and going, Ollie, you need to have put a marker down here because them are literally all winnable games on paper. Let's say, for instance, we go through them games and match up to what we did to them season gone by. Leeds at home, well, say no more. One of the best games of the season for me. Won that. Southampton away, we won that. Wolves away, we won that. Newcastle at home, we won that. West Ham away, we won that. Villa away, we won that. Everton at home, we drew. And then Leicester. So, no excuse, mate, is there? I mean, do you see us taking good stack of points there before we head into the bigger games this season?
You like to think so. Like with them games, you said like we done them teams last season, and look, with the additions that we have, we've every opportunity to do so. And then you think about coming into October, Rashford's back then, so exactly. That's a big boost coming into them big games as well. And like I think if he can win them first 2 games and put a marker down, it puts like the other teams under pressure, the Liverpools, the Tottenhams, the Man City's, Chelsea's, all these other teams. Because like you look at Arsenal, they have a nightmare start.
Oh,
then they're like first.
I'm not even counting Arsenal, mate. I don't.
Mate, who gives it? Nah, you just lost the Hibs yesterday. You're a tin pot club. Sorry, you're a tin pot club. You're on Amazon. You were all going to be singing. They are Banter FC. That's what they need printed across their shirt. Sodfly Emirates is Banter FC. That's what they found, mate. They've stayed there for the finish. If they try and come and say that they're even going to finish in the Europa Conference League, you need to go get your head checked, mate. They ain't getting nowhere. And if any one of them thinks they're going to sign James Maddison, oh my God, what have they been smoking? Like, there's no chance, mate. There's more chance of me going home with Margot Robbie tomorrow night. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, Leicester have won. What? I mean, Leicester have won a league, an FA Cup over the last 5 years? Is it now?
Yeah.
So I mean, still looking to extend the stadium, go bigger. I've seen the plans for that. They've got one of the best training grounds in the country right now. Would you leave that to go to Arsenal to be on Amazon?
Not a hope.
I wouldn't leave Wealdstone FC to go to Arsenal, mate. Like, what would bring you into that toxic atmosphere right now? What would possess you to do that?
Exactly. There's nothing there that's going to do that. But I mean, Keane, looking at that start, like you said, then, mate, you just nailed it then by saying Rashford would have had the operation by then. A few other players, Owen, they'd be back as well. So all these big teams that have got players resting after the Euros, it really got the most ideal start, really, haven't we? Because a few players would have then come back. We should have really hit the ground running, I think, the start of this season, because I think this squad is in a miles better position than a lot of the other Premier League teams, especially the top teams, to go full throttle. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm watching the other fixtures there and going, like, City's, Liverpool's, I'm like, we've just got to take this opportunity, mate. I mean, yeah, there may be a few players missing, Owen, but is there any excuse there for them games that I've just rolled off?
Nah, not in the slightest, mate. I think we should be. Look, obviously, you're never gonna. Look, we always expect a perfect start. When you look at about 6 fixtures, you're like, we should be winning all of those. You do occasionally slip up. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we went to West Ham or we went to Wolves and got a draw. Like if one of those
Wolves, I wouldn't be. Christ.
But like it wouldn't surprise me if at one of those away games we drop 2 points, we get a draw. Because that just happens. That's just football. But like we should be looking to claim near enough maximum points. Maybe out of them 7 games, you see maybe 2 to 4 points dropped. Don't want to see any more than that. That's all. Like you should be, especially those home games. I mean, you got Leeds at home, Newcastle at home, Villa at home, and Everton at home as well. That they should just be. Not comfortable, but the way that City dispatched those sorts of teams when they go to the Etihad, we should be looking to do similar things because that's what we want to achieve.
Yeah, is that? I mean, looking at all of them there, we pretty much took 4 points or did the double on all of them teams. Before we play, say Everton at home on October the 1st, then it's Leicester away, Liverpool at home, Tottenham away, and City at home, followed by Watford and Chelsea away, Arsenal at home. Yeah, so around autumn time it starts to get a bit difficult, but by then we should be in the float. We should be full throttle. But I mean, going into the start of the season, Owen, mate, I mean, we know we've got a few Euro players who we're going to have to rest. I'm looking at it now going, is this a chance with the transfer window actually rolling down to its normal sort of timescale, i.e. a few weeks into the season it closes, for Jesse Lingard to add a little bit more value? Because I can see him starting the season, mate.
Really?
Well, Rashford's out. Sancho's going to be rested. Cavani's going to be rested.
Yeah,
you got Greenwood. Martial, I don't think's training yet because he's still injured. I may be wrong about that, but I've not seen the picture of him yet. Lingard, I think, is one of our only fit forwards, unless you want to play Ahmad up there.
Or Langa.
No, Ahmad's at the Olympics.
So Langa's one of the only options as well.
So you're looking at, you've got Lingard and Greenwood.
Well, yeah, that makes a fair point. Then I didn't think of it like that, to be honest. Yeah, I suppose he could. I mean, he could have. I mean, you know what? If he was to leave towards the end of the summer, I mean, what a way that would be for him to sign off to score the winner against Leeds at Old Trafford in the first game back, in front of a full crowd. I think. But I feel like that can go one or two ways. Because I feel like if Jesse does, start the season, and I'm not saying he necessarily is going to get off to a flyer, but if he does score a goal or two, like, you'd have people clawing and saying that he definitely shouldn't be going. I mean, you're talking about adding value, but I feel like it could end up just basically meaning that he just rots away on our bench for the season. And I don't particularly want to see that happen to him.
Well, if he does that, then he goes away on a free in the next summer, Keane, mate. So, you know what, mate? It's going to be an interesting start to the season for more reasons than one in terms of that, because you're talking like Martial's future's unclear. It's like Curls 87 says there, Martial and Jesse will stay due to Rashford's injury. I mean, all he needs plays to start the season, mate. We're talking about getting this good start, but half of our front line may be rested for a couple of games yet.
Yeah, I think like Sancho is only back for like the last pre-season game against Everton, so he's probably not going to be match fit for the first game.
You could still have Pogba fit. I think Pogba will be in ready, won't he? And Bruno.
Yeah, he'll have Pogba, Bruno, like Sancho will be there.
Cavani will be back, won't he?
I think he's.
Uruguay went out in the finals, man. They've got
was he the week after Pogba and Bruno?
Yeah.
Was it? I don't even think it was the week after. I think it was a
quarter final, wasn't it?
A couple of days. Wasn't
quarter final. And South America, are we going to risk bringing him straight back in? Does he need more of a rest than anyone else? I mean, I know Owen would love to be singing the "Give It, Give It, Give It" Eddie Cavani song, but is Oli going to play him? You know what I mean?
Whether or not he's there, that is getting sung. Don't even worry about that. Scarf around my head, going absolutely insane. Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to get into Pogba scenario, but I said it and I keep saying it now. The amount of work that United need to get through, I've got no idea who's going to be starting in goal. I've got no idea who our front line is going to be for the start of the season. And I'm looking at it going, United actually cannot send Brandon Williams out on loan, because what deal they actually want means that Brandon Williams will be going to Southampton on loan, the highest paid player in Southampton's history. If you go off United's terms, that's what they want. So that deal is officially off, because United
they wanted a $2 million loan fee
to pay that much money.
They wanted a $2 million loan fee, didn't they, for him?
But how much is
loan fee
on that much? Is he like what, 30, 40?
No, he's on more than that, isn't he, mate? He got that big deal, didn't he?
Oh,
silly money, didn't we?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so apparently if Brandon Williams went to Southampton right now, he would be their highest paid player in their history, and he's not even their player.
He's on 65,000 at the moment.
He's on surely there's someone on more than 65k at Southampton, no?
Probably not. Probably not, mate. It's
about
run well. It's a properly run club, so that's why they have said sod off to Man United. We're not taking that ridiculous because they want a loan fee, like Keane said. And we got a problem again all of a sudden. We've got a massive, massive squad with players rotting away on silly wages.
Surely. How is he on 65? Firstly, but like, surely Ings or someone is on more than that. I can't believe that.
Ings has turned down the chance to be the highest paid player, hasn't they?
Yeah.
I don't know where Ings is going to end up for what he actually wants. I really
guarantee you ends up with us, mate. I fucking guarantee it.
Nah, he's not moving there.
I'm telling you, mate.
I'd rather have Greenwood playing there than Ings.
So would I.
You know what? If Williams goes there, just looked at it there, he'd be like the third highest paid player, right? Ings is on a 1-year deal. He's gone. Like, he's on 75. Bertrand on 70. Bertrand's gone to Leicester. So he'd be the highest paid player at the club if he actually goes.
That's what they were saying, yeah.
He would be the highest paid player.
And he's not their player.
Do you remember Kieran O'Hara that we had, like the goalkeeper?
Yeah. I can't remember that.
He went he went on loan to Mactown and he was on 10 bags a week. He was the highest paid player in Mactown's history. No wonder Mactown went fucking insolvent, like, because they just paying Kieran O'Hara fucking 10 grand a week.
Can you believe it? Brandon Williams is actually on 3 times more than Scott McTominay right now.
He's not only on 20 bags.
Scott's one. I think Scott's our lowest paid player in the squad.
Is he actually?
Yeah. He's definitely one of our lowest paid players. He's not got his new deal yet, though, to be honest.
Oh, what? Scott will get £120,000 a week deal and end up, for 6 years, and in 4 years' time we're going to
be on 10 grand. Is he?
10 grand.
He's on peanuts compared to everyone else.
I'm seeing there £10,000 he's on a week.
Well, I'm sure he's not hungry, the poor fucker. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. I'd say he does all right.
Yeah, he's not too bad at 10 grand a week, but seriously, it's.
They need to give him a new contract anyway. Definitely, like, he's worth more than 10 grand a week. Like.
Oh no, he's. I think he's not a million miles away from getting his new deal, to be honest. But that will.
Do you know what? I'm looking at United's wage structure here, right? Just since you're bringing it up, like,
don't look at it. It's scary.
Oh man, I'm looking at it now. Like, fuck me. Oh Christ above.
Yeah.
Oh, like, you have. Let's give you an example, right? You have Phil Jones on £75,000 a week, right?
I'm delighted.
Oh. He's on 75k a week, right? And you look at a player like Daniel James, who's played a lot more games than Phil Jones in the last 2 years. Daniel James is on 42 grand. Like, you look at the comparisons and wages here. Like, Wan-Bissaka is only on 15 grand more than Phil Jones. He's on 90k a week. That's madness, like.
It's crazy. Absolutely mental what it is. But guys, before we wrap up the video, right now with the squad we've got, Owen, what are you expecting position-wise?
I mean, forever the optimist that I am planning that, obviously, because we're all going to be able to get over next year. Keane's going to be there at Deansgate Locks, holding a nice little towel with me with a lovely bottle of Desperados as I jump in. Boxes on, not full kit off. I'm not a monster. And then jump in, celebrating us, bringing home number 21 in the year 21-22. That's what I'm planning on.
Okay, Keane, mate, what are you fancying, pal? As it is right now.
Do you know what? Fuck it, I'm going for it. We're going to win the league as well. Fuck it, let's do it.
This is what happens to deprived Irish fans with no decent international team. They get all excited for the new season. They can't wait. That's what it is. Oh, my days. I don't know, honestly, guys. I don't see us winning the title because I think there's too much. I mean, it does scare you to think what City could do in the transfer window. I think the transfer window ultimately is going to give the odds for the season. I really do. I think United's got the most settled squad right now, but is it good enough? That's the question. That is the question. Before you go, guys, what is going to be the biggest transfer of this transfer window? Now it's officially open because the Euros has ended. Any club, what's the biggest one? Where's it going to be? What's your betting? Keane, who's doing it? Who's getting the big name?
Rack Grealish to Man City.
I knew you were going to say that one. It does look like Haaland to Chelsea is completely off as well, guys. So Chelsea fans can forget that one. Owen, mate, who's going to be the big one this summer, this window?
It's gonna be Raphael Varane, mate. I'm telling you, you lot thought Virgil van Dijk was good. Oh, wait until that beautiful Frenchman is playing in the centre half next to big old slabhead himself. There is no chance anyone's getting past that shit. Chiellini Bonucci couldn't get dribble past. Try dribble past Varane and slabhead. Fucking good luck to you.
What's good about that as well, Owen? We've Varane and then Bruno getting penalties. Oh, I cannot wait. I'm on my second Twitter ban already this week. By game week 5, I'm gone permanently, I'd say. I'm gone.
That's no harm. Twitter's a toilet full of horrible people, so.
No, mate, Twitter is poisonous right now. Twitter is poisonous right now. It is. But guys, that's it for this video. We're just rolling ourselves back into it. The vlogs are coming as well soon, guys. So do stay tuned for them. As always, thanks for everyone in the comments. Thanks for everyone who's joined us tonight. Give the video a like on your way out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are watching for the first time. We're going to chill for a bit. Boys, just give the people a shout out to... Wow, they can catch you. Keane, shout them out first, mate. Big shows ahead coming.
Yeah, so tonight we're launching our first ever Manchester United Academy podcast on the weekly Armchair Sports Talk. So do check that out. Pre-record tonight live at 10. Will be released first thing tomorrow morning.
Owen, mate.
Cotney Red 99. I'm going to actually start doing stuff when United are back on because, Ireland weren't in anything this summer, so I wasn't going to give it large. So, once United start again, be doing a bit of stuff and hopefully might actually start doing vlogs as well at the match day, and you can see me being a bit of a drunken fool.
That's it. Owen will be on mine as well, guys. We're revving up, we're warming up, guys. We've had a little bit of a break from the carnage, which is United, but it's about to hit the fan again because, like we said, a month away from the start of the season, lots of business to be done, plenty of content coming up, and possibly some friendly action as well, guys. I will keep you posted on that. But for now, don't forget to drop down in the description for the Retro United shirts and the new one, the replicas, and obviously the signed Teddy Sheringham shirt is in the description below, guys. Click on the link and use your MadRed10 promo code for your discount on checkout. For now, guys, that is us. We're out of here. Enjoy what's the rest of your week. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.